What's up, Taurus? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle, and we are not all love, light, unicorns, and twin flames over here, so please keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and get into your reading. This is a huge freaking month for you guys, and really all the fixed signs. It's really a huge month for everybody, but especially the fixed signs. That's why I'm like going through you guys first this month, because it's a freaking big ass deal. Okay, so this month, Taurus, let me just walk you into this here. You are really going to start, I feel that you're really going to start seeing all of the areas in your life where you had so much potential. You had so much potential. You could have been so much, you could have done so much, coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? All those things are going to start happening if they're not already. But they're happening for a reason, because eventually you're going to get to a point where you're like, you know what? F it, I'm going for it. You know, like whatever that thing is, whatever those things are, whatever that whole thing was that you dreamt of or that you wanted to do or that you are doing, like what is it that you didn't take the risk with? What is it that you didn't move forward with that you wished you would have? Okay, you're going to start realizing how you hold yourself back and how you limit yourself. Okay, and this is going to be kind of just a sneak preview of what's to come after December this year and for the next few years, because what this has to do with is Saturn moving into Aquarius, which for you is a huge area of the sky. It deals with your reputation, how people see you, your life path, your career field, like your public life, and who it is that you want to be in the world. And so when Saturn moves in here, it's going to really show you where you've been holding yourself back, and it's moving in this month for a couple months before it retrogrades back. So it's giving you a sneak preview of what's to come, the next 3-year cycle that is coming. It's going to show you where you've limited yourself so much, I feel, and that's really a huge theme I see for you this month. Another big theme that I see for you is authenticity, individuality, you know, a make or break kind of month where it's like, okay, am I going to keep living a life that is not authentic to who I am, or keep doing the same thing that is limiting me, or keep going in these same cycles that are limiting me? Or am I going to make the decision to finally move out of it? And the two major arcana cards we have for you this month is Justice in the World. Like, that's a huge deal. So there is a huge karmic cycle, a huge karmic imbalance that is coming to a close here. There is like so much that is ending here, that is coming to a close. There is so much karma and debt that is coming to the close. Like, where is your karmic debt? Like, what decisions did you make, and what consequences have you had to face for those decisions? And you're kind of like ending something. You're kind of like cycling through something. It's like you're thinking about, you're weighing out what this public version of you is going to be, and what this public image of you is, and what difference you want to make in the world, and what path you want to go down. All of that is really kind of cycling through. Okay, so decisions from the past, and like I said before, you know, you may start off, if you're not already, you may start off this month kind of feeling like, God, why didn't I just do that thing? Or why didn't I just go for it? Or why didn't I just take that risk? Or whatever the case may be. Like, why am I still in this life that isn't authentic to me? Or why am I still in this career that isn't authentic to me? Or why am I going to school for this thing that I'm not really even passionate about? Whatever the case may be. For some of you, it could even just be like limiting yourself. You know what I mean? Like limiting yourself in your career field. There's a lot of fear that I feel has been holding you guys back as Taurians. And so this month is a huge month. I mean, this may be like one of the biggest months out of the year, I would say, for fixed signs, and that includes you. So anyways, but Pisces is an area for you, which we are in Pisces season, that is all about your dreams and your wishes and your, you know, where you see yourself in the world and what you see yourself accomplishing in the world. And to get there, you have to first go through that 10th house energy, which Mercury is going to be retrograding in until the 9th. And you're going to start seeing these different blocks, you could say. That's not really the word I want to use. These different kind of foggy areas when it comes to the path that you're on, or the path that you're taking, or your career, your public image, your reputation, who you are, what you've accomplished, you're going to really start seeing these different patterns of when it comes to your goals and your accomplishments and your path, and how disconnected you may be from who you truly are and what you truly desire, okay? So also another thing that's happening is Mars is going to be in Capricorn, which is a place for you that is all about your beliefs and your world views, okay? So you may be going through some kind of like social justice, theme this month, or even legal situation for some of you. I just really feel like you're balancing something out. You're really carefully trying to be fair, okay? And when it comes to the world, and when it comes to your world views, it's very important, Taurus, this month that you look at things from a very objective and fair view, that you don't attach yourself to one side and not even consider the other side. It's very important that you remain neutral and that you remain fair and that you remain in a very discerned state, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. It may not make sense yet, but it may make sense later on. So anyways, Venus is going to be in your sign this month, which is a good thing because you guys are ruled by Venus. So if you're a Taurus rising, you may start focusing on the way that you appear to people, the way that you think about yourself, your self-confidence, your sense of self-worth. Kind of the same thing with the Taurus sun, but you may want to, instead of so much how you look, it's more about your personality. So you may be very focused on how you, basically who you are as a person and what you could do to bring more of that Venusian energy out, that beauty out within you. And if you're a Taurus rising, it could be a little bit more of like your appearance and like on the surface level how you look, right? So on the 9th, we have a full moon in Virgo, and this is really going to be in a place for you that is all about creativity, children, pleasure. But since it's a full moon and Mercury goes direct on that day, you could find that you kind of get answers, or that you kind of, something becomes more clear to you, especially in the realm of where you've maybe been sacrificing something for the sake of other people, and also where you could do a little bit more for yourself, where you could express yourself a little bit more, where you could like let your creative gifts and talents flow a little bit more. Now, the big thing that's happening this month is Saturn is moving into Aquarius, like I was mentioning before, and this is what's really going to even more further those themes of focusing on your goals and your achievements and what you have achieved and what you haven't, and where you're being authentic to you and where you're not, because it's going to make a square, Taurus, to Uranus in your sign, okay? Now, this is really going to bring up some intense energy of like really wanting to do the things and break away from anything that is not true to who you are anymore. This is really going to release the rebel inside of you. For your oracle cards, we actually have patience and free spirit. Okay, so this is really going to release that free spirited energy within you. It's really going to break you free from any restrictions, anything that's been holding you back. And with patience here, there may be some times where you need to practice patience, because I do see a lot of energy here that indicates that you may be in a rush this month. You may make some impulsive decisions this month, and some of them may need to be made, okay? So I'm not telling you necessarily not to. I'm just telling you to try to maybe think about it a little bit more if you can remember to. So let's go ahead and start going over your cards, and we'll come back to Saturn and why it's such a big deal and all of that. So for your first week, we have Strength card clarified by the Page of Wands, okay? So this is definitely some major energy here. So you are definitely facing some major fears, okay? You are definitely having to muster up the courage to get through a situation. You are definitely having to let your wild side out a little bit, to let your inner explorer out, to free your spirit, just like that card. Okay, that's really what I'm seeing here. With the Page of Wands, it's kind of like it's time to really like explore new options, explore new ideas, explore new inspiration, okay? That's really what I see here, some kind of creative inspiration, and you may get it and you may just act on it. And I'm not really seeing much of a problem with that, because the second week we have the Chariot clarified by the Three of Wands, okay? So this is definitely exploring. Some of you could be traveling around mid to the second week of March, okay? So you could be going somewhere traveling, or this could just deal with some kind of transportation. But there's definitely a sense of exploring, a huge sense of exploring here and moving forward and like just not getting caught up with the Chariot, you know, because there is duality in the Chariot card with the black horse, the white horse, and then even in the regular Rider-Waite deck with the white Sphinx and the black Sphinx. There's just a huge determination here, a huge just move, leap forward. And so once again, it kind of goes in with justice. It's kind of like, you know, not getting too stuck on, is this right? Is this wrong? Is this good? Is this bad? And just going for it, following your impulses, following your instincts this month. Really, that's what it is instincts with the Strength card here. Following your instincts, okay, this month, and really just doing what you have to do. Because that's what's going to pull you forward. That's what's going to start showing you this new world of like where you've been limiting yourself or where you've been restricting yourself from really achieving the things in your life that you have the potential to achieve, but you don't think that you do. Okay, so the third week we have Death and Rebirth with the Ace of Swords. So there's definitely a huge transformation psychologically here. There's like a huge transformation psychologically here. Kind of what I see from this is that you guys are going through a major shift in the way that you think about things, in the way that you analyze things, and your thinking patterns that may have been holding you back from achieving what you want. Okay, so there's definitely a huge psychological shift here in what you're thinking about, and like a decision that you're making, a new inspiration that's coming to the surface. And then for the last week, we have the Nine of Cups with the Page of Cups, which is also hugely inspirational energy. Like I just feel the inspiration coming off of this reading right now, and it's a lot more inspiring than I honestly thought it would be. Like I knew this was going to be a huge month for you guys, but the energy is just insane. And then we also had the Ace of Pentacles fall out afterwards. So this is definitely like dreaming the dream, really moving into this state of like, this is what I want, I know what I want, and just having this creative inspiration, these creative ideas, and having this wish that you really want fulfilled. And I really think you're going to have the resources to do it, Taurus, which is just honestly beautiful. So let's get back into your astrology. So with Saturn in the 10th, this is really important because, like I said, the next 3 months are going to show you what is coming for the next 3 years, okay? So you're gonna really feel it the next 3 months, and then once Saturn retrogrades back into Capricorn, you're not gonna feel it again until December, you know, and then 3 years after December, like 3 years. You're gonna feel it from December until about 2023 or 24. I'm not sure. I can't think right now which year Saturn moves out of Aquarius, but basically, when Saturn moves into Aquarius, like I said, you're going to start seeing the limitations, the restrictions in the path that you've been going on, or, you know, where you've limited yourself in the past. It's kind of like the sky is the limit, you know what I mean? And it's not, because you see the limits, but you see them more realistically. You don't have these rose-colored glasses on anymore, like I can't do this because of that, or I'm doing this because of X, Y, and Z. Like it's no more bullshitting yourself. It's getting real about your goals and achievements, what you've achieved, and where you're going, okay? Now, it also shows you where you've kept yourself kind of boxed in situations, or where you've, you know, put certain things in a box because you thought that you couldn't do it, or because of other people, or whatever the case may be. And just really where you've been holding your own self back from living the life that you want. So like I said, this is really building a foundation for your career, your reputation, your professional and public life, your goals, your dreams, your achievements, and all of that, okay? Now, you may start having a little bit of a more critical eye when it comes to like what you have already built, what you have achieved in your life. You may start feeling like you may start seeing the lack a little bit more than usual, like, you know, well, I never got this, or I never got to achieve that, or whatever the case may be, okay? But it's kind of showing you the larger picture in order to kind of push you in a new direction, okay? And so I think it's important. So it's really asking you, where do you stand when it comes to the larger picture of things, okay? And this may feel a little bit like a midlife crisis for some of you. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't matter your age, okay? This may feel a little bit like a midlife crisis, because I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, wow, this really seems like, you know, just kind of like where you're just like, boom, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of like this 9 of Cups card where you're just like, I'm going for it. You know what I mean? Like, screw it, you know? So yeah, this is really asking you, where have you not been authentic to what you want or who you are? You know, have you been being authentic? What are you known for? And is it true to who you really are? You know what I mean? Like, so these are the things that are going to start coming up, okay? And as we get towards the end of the month, around that time, and the sun and everything is going to start switching into Aries, okay? And Aries for you is the sign right before yours. So you may start getting into a little bit more of a reflective time, a little bit more of a introspective time, and that's completely normal while you're kind of planning out what you're going to do next in a way. And then Mars also on the 30th is going to move in the same place as Saturn in Aquarius, and going to conjunct Saturn. So this is definitely going to bring big, massive, impulsive, and quick changes, because they're also going to square Uranus in your first, okay? So I kind of already explained all that, but basically this is going to be a big ass month, Taurus. So definitely let me know down below if any of this feels like it's going to be true, or if it already resonates some, or if it does end up resonating if you do watch it a little bit later. If you come back and let me know, definitely keep me updated, because it seems like a pretty exciting month for you guys. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful. I will see you guys in my other videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.